Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a mind-bending puzzle that has literally stumped both science and spirituality for centuries. We're talking about the ultimate paradox, Lord Shiva, the unborn creator, and the completely unreachable Mount Kailash. We're going to jump straight into ancient texts and modern anomalies to unpack these unsolved mysteries. So, let's get right into it.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the mystery of Shiva's birth, unpack his supernatural symbols, explore the physical anomalies of Mount Kailash, and finally retrace Milarepa's incredible journey.
All right, Section 1, the mystery of Shiva's birth. Now, you might be wondering, how can a supreme being known as a Janma, which literally translates to the unborn, actually have an origin story? I mean, we've always heard that Lord Shiva is infinite, right? Completely free from the cycle of birth and death. But when we dig into the ancient texts, we hit some seriously surprising contradictions that challenge what we think we know. It's fascinating because our ancient texts actually give us conflicting accounts. Take a look at this. On one hand, the Vishnu Puran states that Shiva emerged as a child from Brahma, who himself was born from Lord Vishnu. But then you flip to the Srimad Devi Bhagavad Puran, and you get a totally different story. It claims that Sadashiv and Goddess Durga are the ultimate creators of the entire Trinity. Now, we're not taking sides here. We're just acting as your guide through these incredible and, contradictory ancient records. So, how do we reconcile this? Well, it all comes together in the mind-blowing story of the Agni Stambh, or the endless pillar of light. The story goes that Brahma and Vishnu were having a cosmic dispute over who was superior. Suddenly, this massive, infinite pillar of fire appears right between them. Brahma turns into a swan to fly to the top, and Vishnu becomes a boar to dig to the bottom. After thousands of years, nothing. They couldn't find the end, because that infinite pillar of fire was actually Shiva himself. It's a brilliant way to prove his truly infinite nature. And speaking of his origins, this brings us to a very special number, 108. According to the Vishnu Puran, when Brahma needed help with creation, Shiva manifested in his lap as a crying child. Because he was crying, he was called Rudra. But here's the crazy part. That child would not stop crying until Brahma gave him 108 distinct names. Names like Bhav, Yugra, Bhim, Pashupati. It's a beautiful illustration of Shiva's incredibly multifaceted power. Moving right along to Section 2, Shiva's supernatural symbols. Now, we've all seen the items Shiva wears, right? But these are definitely not just accessories. They are profound universal symbols. The Vasuki snake represents unwavering devotion. The moon stands for shelter. The bhasma, or ash, symbolizes the ultimate truth of the physical world. His trishul, the trident, perfectly balances the trinity of creation, preservation, and destruction. And the damaru, that little drum's rhythm, is literally the heartbeat of the entire universe. Let's zoom in on the moon for a second. You know why Shiva is called Chandrasekhar, the moon-crested? Mythologically, the moon god was fading away because of a terrible curse from King Daksha. Desperate, the moon sought refuge, and Shiva compassionately placed him right on his forehead. So, the waxing and waning of the moon that we see in the sky today, in this tradition, it's directly tied to Shiva's ultimate compassion. And then there's the ash, or bhasma. It really illustrates why Shiva is known as Bhuthnath. There was once an arrogant sage named Arshi Pranat who was super obsessed with his physical body. To crush this ego, Shiva disguised himself as an old ascetic and basically showed him that the ultimate end of all physical matter is just ash. It's a powerful reminder that the purity of the soul always triumphs over the physical body. Talk about a lesson in humility. All right, let's bring this from the abstract into the physical world with Section 3, Mysterious Mount Kailash. Just think about the base of this mountain. You have two massive lakes sitting side by side, yet they are complete opposites. On one side, Mansarovar Lake. It's sweet water, shaped like the sun, and radiates positive energy. Right next to it is Rakshas Tal, salt water, shaped like a crescent moon, and heavily associated with negative energy and the demon king Ravana. It's literally the mountain perfectly balancing the ultimate forces of light and dark. But wait, it gets crazier. In 2015, NASA's satellite imagery captured an absolutely massive shadow on Mount Kailash that looks exactly like a meditating figure. I mean, no way, right? It perfectly mirrors the ancient claim that Lord Shiva resides right there on the peak, in deep, eternal meditation. It's where ancient myth and modern science get really, really blurry. And the physical anomalies don't stop there. Visitors report a crazy fast aging phenomenon, hair and nails growing at incredible speeds, like some kind of time dilation. Plus, as the ice melts, people hear the distinct sound of Om, and at sunset, the mountain's shadow forms a perfect swastika. It's such a highly charged magnetic zone that compasses just spin, and even modern helicopter navigation systems completely fail. Which brings us to our final section, Milarepa's amazing journey.
80. That's not just a random number. It's a shocking body count. Before he became a revered saint, Milarepa was a dark tantric sorcerer. To get revenge for his family, he literally used dark magic to collapse a roof during a wedding, killing 80 people. It's an incredibly dark origin story.
But his redemption arc is absolutely wild. After his tragic childhood and that horrific dark tantric revenge, he was consumed by guilt. He sought out Guru Marpa, who put him through brutal, agonizing physical penance just to cleanse his karma. This extreme darkness was slowly channeled into the highest form of spiritual enlightenment, setting him up for the ultimate test, scaling Mount Kailash.
Now, this wasn't just a physical climb, it was literally a spiritual race. A famous practitioner named Naroban challenged him to the top. While Naroban started physically climbing, Milarepa just sat down and went into deep meditation. Right as Naroban was nearing the summit, the sun rose. And legend says Milarepa rode the very first ray of sunlight straight to the peak, beating him there. He achieved the summit through profound spiritual mastery, not just climbing.
After he returned, Milarepa left humanity with a chilling warning. He said, "Kailash is not for ordinary humans. Climbing it is a sin of disturbing Mahadev's penance." And honestly, that perfectly explains why this magnificent mountain remains completely unconquered by modern climbers to this very day. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this. Where exactly do we draw the line between scientific phenomena and spiritual reality? Are the failing compasses and time distortions at Kailash just bizarre magnetic anomalies, or is there a true supernatural force at play? Is Shiva just a mythological figure, or is he the personification of the infinite energy that modern science is still trying to understand? It's like a giant puzzle, and putting it all together is up to you. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey of discovery today.